Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. You're watching Encounter. Today, our guest is Rajendra Gandhi, who speaks about intuitive process. He is a teacher at the faculty of the Art of Living Foundation worldwide, and he is also the guest of the Art of Living Foundation in Mauritius. Rajendra, a very warm welcome to you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
You teach intuitive process. What is intuitive? What is an intuition?
Okay, the word tuition means guidance, and intuition means the guidance that comes from within. All of us have that intuition. We are born with that intuition, but because of stress, the lifestyle, we tend to miss it. It's the inner voice that keeps talking to you all the time. And when you are young, it's easy to listen to it. But as you grow up, the stress, it really, the voice is not so clear. Have you ever experienced, if there is conflict between the heart and the head?
Yes.
And at times you follow the heart and you're right. That's what is intuition.
As in a gut feeling?
Yeah, it's kind of a gut feeling. And Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji says, it's the right thought at the right time. Whenever you need it, you'll get it. Suppose if you have to go from studio to the airport, and if you don't know the way, there are only two options. You ask people on the way, look for signboards, or you just switch on your GPS. It's the GPS that's within you.
Of course, all right. But when you're saying that you have to listen to the voice that's within you, does that not mean that you're hearing a voice that is, maybe, are you sick?
No, it's like, whenever you do something wrong in your life, something inside you tells you, that's not right, yes or no? Suppose you're cheating somebody, if you're angry at somebody, you feel, oh, I haven't done, this is not right for me. That's your inner voice.
That's the inner voice?
Yes, that's the inner voice.
All right.
That keeps guiding you all the time.
And how do you listen to the inner voice then?
The secret is, when you're happy and relaxed, you can hear it. Imagine if there is a lot of sound here in the studio, we won't be able to talk. We won't be able to listen to each other.
Of course.
The moment everything is settled, everything is calm, we can listen to each other. That's how. So when you do meditation, when you're relaxed, you tend to hear it more prominently.
All right, so what is it that you teach in terms of initiating the intuitive process?
Okay, so we don't initiate children into intuition. They already have it. They are born with it. Just that we help them to remove that little bit of stress that's there. It's like the rice is already there. We just remove the husk. And the moment they do meditation, they can do anything. They can do blindfold activity. They can tell you what is behind the wall. They can start predicting. They can do amazing things. So just through a small meditation, it's possible.
That sounds like you develop supernatural powers. Or are you saying that we already have it?
We are already born with it. It's just that we don't use it.
We're not tapping into it?
Yeah. So Einstein said we are not even using 2% of our brain. When he said that, he's talking about intuition and spoke at length about intuition. So every time he would come with something new, he'd say, it's my intuition.
How do you tap into this intuitive process?
So, okay, as I said, it's the meditation. Little bit of exercise, meditation, and a little bit of fun. We just have some activities. Once your spirit is like, your consciousness is high, feeling good, you can do that.
Can you start that with me right now?
The process is for children between age group 5 to 18. For adults, we have a different meditation. It's called Sahed Samadhi. Okay. So you need to go through that, practice it for a while, and then you'll get it as well.
So can you at least walk us through what you have to, what is the process?
I just tell you, it's just a meditation, nothing else.
Is it one that you sit, you walk, you dance?
You just sit and do it. And a little bit of activities, a game or two, and a little bit of dancing. That's it.
Is there something that you recite? Is there something you focus on? I just want to know what you do during that meditation.
Nothing. It's just a very simple meditation. Children, for them, it's so easy because they are so relaxed. And the kind of trust they have, when you tell them you can do it, they'll just do it. But for an adult, it might take some time because the logical mind has developed so much.
Yes.
You try to put logic to everything you do. That's how. Otherwise, just simple meditation. It's not a rocket science, I'm telling you. It's nothing that I don't want to share with you. It's just a simple meditation that we do it.
All right. So for somebody to learn this technique, they will have to come to the foundation?
Yes, they have to come and go through the workshop.
And how long does it take?
It just takes 2 days, 3 hours each day. That's
Okay.
it.
So you have been teaching this for a couple of years now,
Yeah.
and you have been a teacher at the Art of Living Foundation for some 18 years.
Yes.
And what else have you been teaching?
So I do programs for children, small children for age group between 7 to 12. That's called Art Excel, all-round training in excellence. And you know, the program is very beautiful. Children have everything in them. Just that parents are busy today. The school has a curriculum which, you know, they don't have time to give those value system. And, you know, just they need some relaxation in the value system, that's it. And through little bit of breathing technique, pranayama, games, we just give them that. And then I teach workshop for teens, and teens have their own issues. You know, nobody understands them. That's what they feel. You know, teachers don't understand them, parents don't understand them. They have their own issues. And this workshop gives them that chance to express themselves. And they also go through Sudarshan Kriya, little bit of breathing technique, and they just come out so beautifully.
For you to be able to teach different age groups, you must have done quite a lot of studies before, and so that you can gather data, how you will teach them. How did it all start for you then?
So I did the happiness workshop, which I also teach. It's for adults. I did it when I was 19, and I thought this is something so beautiful. I was preparing for my exams, and I had a lot of stress. And somebody suggested me, why don't you go and do it? I said, how is it going to help me? You know, how's breathing going to help me? And it was so profound. When I went through Sudarshan Kriya, I was so happy. My focus went up, my concentration was so amazing. I was so happy, and I felt I should share it. It's the time I should share this knowledge. And then I asked my teacher, can I also share this knowledge? She says, you have to go through a teacher's training technique. I said, yeah, I'll go through the teacher's training course and we can do it. And that's how I started. I went, and then I really liked it. And you know, I don't know, I haven't had liquor till date. I don't know what's alcohol. But this gives me an amazing high. You know, when you do something useful for somebody, when you see that somebody is smiling because you have done something for them, it gives you an immense high.
So how has your life changed since then?
I think it has become more simple. My desires have reduced, not that I wanted to, it has just happened. You know, I can connect with anybody. See, I do go to different countries, different cities, and I find everybody is the same. Human beings at the end of the day, they are same. You ask me. You know, for me, children in India, children in Mauritius, children in South Africa, children in US, everybody is same. For me, I can connect with everybody. I feel at home with everybody. Imagine if you can feel at home with everybody, how comfortable your life becomes.
You're a true citizen of the world.
Yes, that's what, you know, the true motto of Art of Living Foundation, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. It's one world family.
I want you to share with us in terms of how you go about teaching the kids. How do you start? Because kids nowadays in this modern world, what are the main challenges nowadays?
I think for small children and teens, even for adults, the main challenge is now restlessness that has come up because of the mobile phone. There's too much of screen time for children, and it's difficult for them to sit. So when we start a workshop, we just start with an activity, you know, something very challenging and interesting for them. It's not like we're just doing something usual that they do. And suddenly they're like, wow.
Can you give an example of one of these activities?
Just one of the games that we play, any game. So we start with an intuitive game. You know, I just tell them, okay, you don't have these powers, but can you tell me, you know, suppose there's a 4 corner in a hallway, I'm teaching, and I ask them, okay, I think one of the corners is safe for you, and I'm sure that corner is very, very safe. Can you just pick that corner for yourself? We haven't taught them any technique. And you know, they're like, nobody told me that we can intuitively find that. And suddenly they're like, wow, let's see. And suppose even if they go at the wrong corner, but they have started the process of listening to the inner voice. And they're like, yeah. Then the process starts, and then we take it from there.
It's like you're planting the seed of belief within them.
Yes. Not like planting, even the belief is already there.
You said it's already there. But you're making them aware that this is something you can actually use.
It's like...
it's within you, it's there for you
yeah.
to be used.
So maybe it's, I can say it in other words, your phone is already ringing. You should just know how to pick it up, how to connect.
All right.
It's there. It's like the frequency, some radio frequency is already there. I'm just telling them, please tune into it. And once you tune into it, you can listen to amazing songs. Things you have never heard, you will start hearing those things. The idea is to tune into that frequency.
I have to ask you this question now. How good is your intuition now?
You know, intuition is something that comes spontaneously. So it's not like you ask me something, do it right now. But I'm very good at it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm very
As
good.
in reading people, reading situations.
I don't go about doing it. It just comes to me.
Of course.
It's like, do you know how to sleep?
Yes, I think so.
No, you know how to lie down. The sleep just happens to you. Yes or no?
Yes.
You slip into your sleep.
Yes.
That's how intuition comes. It will just happen to you. You don't need to make effort. The only I make effort to do my meditation, and whenever I need it, it happens to you. Suppose if I have a car, I don't just keep driving in Mauritius just because I have a car. I use it when it is required.
But it is there to be used
It is
all
there,
the time.
yes. Yeah, it's there. Just like internet. It's there, but you need to have that password to access it.
For someone who has never heard of the process, of the intuitive process, what would be the first thing you would tell them?
I generally tell them you have actually experienced it. You know, just like I told you, if there is a conflict, at times you follow your heart, and that's the inner voice. So it's the same thing. We're just going to clean it up for you, we'll refine it for you, and then you can use it better. Clean all the unnecessary data from your phone so that your phone becomes faster. That's it.
Very tech savvy phones and all. So you say according to what you just said, people nowadays are all already intuitive, but they are covered by layers which do not allow them to tap into something that's already in them.
Yeah.
How do you think that will change society if everyone is able to do it?
See, wherever you are in life today is because of your decisions, yes or no?
100%.
And at times you really give a thought of something and that didn't go your way. And at times you haven't made enough effort and it was for you. And whatever is your life is because of a decision. And if you can make right decisions all the time, you'll be always happy, yes or no?
Yes.
See, I'll show you something. Before coming to your studio, we actually, somehow the GPS was not working and we couldn't find it. Leela ji intuitively said, let's follow this path. And I said, yeah, I think this is the right one. And somehow we got it on time.
Yeah.
So that's our intuition. Imagine, if we wouldn't have even followed our intuition, we would have like, no, what to do. That dilemma, when you're in two minds, that's very bad. When you can't make decision, when you're confused, that's not a great state to be.
Would you say that this intuitive process helps you to have better clarity of the mind?
Yes. Apart from that, I can tell you the more benefits.
Yes.
I had a parent yesterday from Mauritius. He called me up and was saying, thank you. I said, what happened? He said that my daughter, she's 6, okay? And if she has to write a single word like boy, she would write B, and then she'll take a break for 1 minute, then she'll go around, come back, and write O, and then again she'll write Y, and that too she'll erase it again because she has not done it properly. After intuition, she went back home. I don't know, we haven't taught her that. She went back home, she just took a blindfold and she'd finished her homework. She said she was just writing boy, and she would copy it so quickly. The homework that the time that she used to take for that homework was around 40 minutes. He said she finished in 2 minutes. And he was asking, how is it possible? I said, intuition knows it. The inner GPS
voice,
knows it, the inner voice knows it, what is right for you.
So the fact that she has done the course and has a better clarity of mind,
Yes.
she knows what she has to do.
Yes, she's very clear about it now. And it's not with her, it's just with another like 45,000 kids across the globe where these workshops being held.
Wow, that's very amazing. Sounds magical. Like
Imagine we have artificial intelligence, now this is a real intelligence that you're seeing it.
sounds like it.
Yes,
I'm sure it is.
Yes, it is. We have a smartphone, but we don't have smart people who are using these phones. Now we have smarter generation who don't need even the internet to do things. They know it. They know what is right and wrong for them.
All right, and let's talk about the other courses that you teach. You speak a lot about the youth.
Yeah.
Tell us more about these programs.
So youth today, they have a lot of energy and they have ambition, but they need a little bit of guidance. So for Mauritius, when I came, I heard the drug is a big issue now in Mauritius. And they're, why is somebody going for a drug? Because they're missing something in their life. They think, oh, for happiness, I need to have it. They are now in the virtual world, looking for friends on the Facebook, on Instagram. I say meditation is sending a friend request to yourself.
Meditation is a
friend request that you send to yourself. Yes.
I'll remember that quote.
Yeah, I say come from selfie to the self. And we can help them. The Art of Living workshops can actually help youth. Just little bit of breathing, channelization of energy, a pranayama, and a little bit of guidance. I'll tell you, we can really, really help them. And I have taught these workshops in so many colleges in India and across the globe. And we have seen a drastic change in their approach. It's just that the same water, if you control it, you can have electricity, you can use for harvesting, or else it can flood your fields. Yes or no?
Definitely.
That's what happening with you. They have energy. They need somebody to guide them. And these workshops are very, very powerful tool. What's a tool? Something that makes your life easier. Now suppose your car tire got punctured and you have to change it with your hand. That's difficult, but you have a tool that becomes easier. Yes or no?
Yes,
all
definitely.
The apps that we use are now tools. So if we give them the proper tool, instead of giving them drugs, alcohol, violence, corruption, everything comes up. It's it spreads in the society. Why can't we spread happiness in the society? We can. And it's so easy. The secret of happiness is right under your nose. That's your breath.
The fact that we're alive is the...
Yeah, that's why.
So for people to develop the intuition, you have the intuitive process. But one thing that I find in common is, even if it's kids, young children, teens, or even adults, young adults, less young adults, it all starts with a little bit of breathing, a little bit of guidance, and a bit of meditation.
Yeah.
So at the core of it, it's the same.
It's the same technique.
It's the same technique. So it's open to everyone.
It's like everybody can have the same.
For any kind of addiction, also.
Yes.
It's like a one-stop shop.
Yes.
One size fits all.
One solution for everything.
That's hard to believe, though.
It's amazing. Yeah. With one mobile phone, you can do your flight booking. You can get food delivered at your home. You can chat with anybody across the globe, but using the same one phone.
Yeah,
but the apps are a little bit different. So all these workshops are apps, but the phone is the same.
All right, that's nicely put.
Yeah, little bit of change. The knowledge that you give a kid, you can't give to the adult. You need to simplify things for adult, maybe more challenging for teens, and in a different way. You present, just the presentation is different, else the core technique is the same.
So you have been doing classes in Mauritius. How has been the reaction so far?
Oh, it's overwhelming.
I think one of the most interesting parts which I find in terms of the intuition is, we interact with many people nowadays. And very often it's very hard to tell who's who are the people you can get close to, who are the people you have to keep some distance without any disrespect to anyone.
Yeah.
But you cannot be close to everyone also.
Yeah, that's so true.
And this also helps you a lot in terms of decision making, which is whether it is in your personal circle, in your circle of life, at work, or even socially.
It's going to help you in everything. I'll just share an experience that you're sharing. So there was this teen in India. She did this workshop when she was 17. And she had a lot of issues of relationships, not in terms of boyfriend and girlfriend, the kind of friends she had in her life. And once she has done the workshop, we never told her what to do. She suddenly calls me one day and she said, 4 of my friends they are not good for me. I said, who told you? He said, no, I can feel that. My intuition is telling me. And she suddenly changed the kind of friends she had. She had new friends and everything changed for her. She said, I used to waste a lot of time talking to them, fighting, wasting time, going out with them. And suddenly I realized I have to do something better. My focus is my studies and I have now better friends. It's not that those were like really bad friends, but they were not good for her. That's what her intuition told her. So intuition can guide you for everything, right from choosing choosing a subject, having a friend, the kind of college you want, the kind of job you want, the kind of life partner you want. Life partner, imagine one decision, you're stuck for lifetime.
Stuck.
Isn't it?
What is even more interesting is when people are young, especially when they're in the teens, 16, 17, it's very hard to know what you want to do in life, what you want to study. It's a very young age.
Yeah, true.
But only a small group really know what they want to do.
So true.
And out of this group also, many of them don't end up doing what they studied.
True, so true.
So this is probably...
This is really, yeah. So Gurudev says it's going to change the education system. Even how you study. So we have kids, I don't know if you'll find it very weird, they know what's coming in the exam. A lot of kids have shared, we already know what we have to study, what's going to come in the exam. They're so clear about it.
Well, I'll share a story with you. Whenever there's an exam, in class, I always tell myself, if I was the teacher, what would be the questions I would give? But you can only answer those questions if you've been to every class.
Yeah.
And you have been observing what the teacher has been speaking or writing or saying. You will know what will come out in the exams. Well, not exactly the questions, but you will know what are the topics.
What are the topics, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
So a lot of these kids have a lot of clarity. They know this is the most important chapter. So again, I will again share, there was a girl who called me day before yesterday saying thank you. I said, what happened? India, they have just finished the board exams. She said, I knew exactly what's going to come all the time in all the subjects.
She must be very intelligent.
She's just an average child and she says, it just comes to her.
Well, that's not average. If she knows what's coming out, so she will do very well in the exams.
So yeah,
so that's not average anymore.
Yes. The intuition just helps her, guides her what to study.
What has been the most beautiful story that has happened to one of the people you've taught, or the most inspiring, that motivates you even to keep on doing it even more?
So I have a lot of kids sharing that they know what's coming in the exam. They have solved, if somebody has lost something, they'll just tell you this is where you can find out. There are some of kids who have solved kidnapping cases saying this is where the person will be. A lot of things. But there was a recent incident, a kid who was 11 years old. So his parents were out somewhere and he was staying with his grandfather. The grandfather was on the ground floor, he was on the first floor studying. And suddenly something told him, there's something wrong with the grandfather. And he ran and he found that the grandfather had an heart attack. And he just called up the ambulance and the grandfather was saved because he said, my intuition told me, just go, rush, there's something wrong with your grandfather.
But is it you feel some energy, something
No,
talking to you?
it's the inner voice, you know it. See, parents have such a close connection with the child. And every time there's something happening with the child, they know it. Yes or no?
That's like things that you see in movies.
Yeah. But it's so true, isn't it? When you're closely linked with somebody, you have intuition for them. Yes or no? Or suppose I'm meeting you right now. You'll have, some vibration, how you'll feel. When you meet some people, you don't feel good about it. When you go to some places, you feel good about it. There are some places the energy, the vibrations are
Some
there.
houses you do go, you don't feel comfortable because you don't feel the right energy, and you tell, all right, we're not going to stay here longer. It happens.
Yeah, it happens if you meet somebody. Yes or no? You feel that, I don't
the
think so.
The energy does not mingle well.
Yeah.
No, that's...
So, intuition is that vibration that travels, and you should know how to pick up that vibration.
Amazing. Last question before wrapping up this interview. What is your motivation for teaching the intuitive process and the courses on the youth? We call it service, right?
Right.
So what is your motivation for service?
I think it's Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji. You know, I owe a lot to him. I know how I was before I started teaching this workshop, before I did the first workshop. I'm a complete person, changed personality because of him, or I'm complete because of him. And still he, he travels across the globe. And whenever I've seen in India, he works for 20 hours, 22 hours. He meets everyone, listens to everyone. And I feel if he can do so much, I can do a bit. And I think it's just everything, I owe everything to him.
All right, so you derive your inspiration
from Guruji, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji.
All right. All the best in doing what you're doing, and keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Gandhi, thank you very much for giving us your time for this program of Encounter, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I hope, this particular program, people will encounter their self. They'll go and encounter their self.
Oh, nicely used the word. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And keep it up. Thank you very much. Or can I say thank you, Praji?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of this episode of Encounter. Thank you very much for being with us. If you have any queries, questions, proposals, suggestions, drop an email. It's encounter@mbc.itnet.mu. Until the very next program, goodbye.